Hey everybody, welcome to Dave and Joe Liberty Stand.
Three.
If he puts up these ones that we messed up on, we didn't mess up, but the recorder did. I will shoot him. So it'll just be the Dave show after this. Anyway, I don't know how I'd run this
He's
thing.
talking about my video.
Yeah, there's one posted, oops. Why do you post that stuff? Anyway, let's not waste time on that. Let's get right to it.
So the small business.
Small business is the subject at hand, and Joe's going to kick us off.
Yeah, well, as we were discussing in our board meeting,
nobody cares about that because it's not going to be posted.
is just small business as far as the reports that have been coming out today have been about the job reports, and so it was saying how the growth of small business jobs is not as high as what they expected, but and like something that I see in that is the fact that the restrictions from the government and the regulations and things like that, and so I know you have a great insight with that.
Yeah. First of all,
the reasons kind of
taxes are heavy burdensome problem, but more so than that are the amount of regulations.
Yeah.
The amount of regulations that are coming out of this administration are so burdensome. It used to be that if Joe wanted to start a business, start out of his garage or something, or I did, which I have wanted to do, and they were bad enough some years ago when I wanted to do it. It's almost impossible now to start it off, and without heavy backing, heavy financing, it's hard to get started when it should not have to be. But it's because of the automatic, all the first of all, the taxation and the regulations. The regulations are the worst, and anybody could see it any minute if you're not applying to this and this and this. And there's too many to know. There is too many to know. It's almost impossible.
The regulations.
And the first time in recorded American history, and I can't remember now how many years it's been 1, 2, or 3 years. The last 1, 2, or 3 years, I can't remember. Look it up. It's on the computer for everybody to see. If you look this up, the established businesses that have went out of business has went up, and the amount of new businesses started is down.
And this is small business. What's defined?
Never ever been.
Well, what's defined as small business?
Well, you know what? I would love to be able to answer that. I'm not sure.
Is like so many employees?
I think so.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, not necessarily finances.
Well, yeah, because if you have because that kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, if you can afford, if you're prosperous, the more prosperous you are, the more employees you need. So I mean, so I think it is based on the amount of employees.
Okay.
I think. Correct me if I'm
wrong. There may be some other factors, but ultimately, what we're saying is like the way those in power. It's designed. I think all of this is by design.
By design, because they're by small businesses not being started up. Not only are you crushing people that could be very successful in life, which I hate those people because they don't need government.
Government hates those people.
Yeah, they don't like people to be successful on their own. To do it, everything's got to come through government.
Right.
And they don't like it. You also, because of the fact that the amount of people you're going to employ, and they want those people to be dependent on the government, or have the government they think working for their side, to be for them. So basically, the more, in the old days, I'd say the more Democrats you make, but really it goes on both sides now. But it's still mostly the Democrats, but the Republicans. Because the Republicans are really into that too. They just don't want to. They know they have to act like they're against that, but they're not. Because every time they say, "Vote us in, we're going to take all this stuff down," da da da. And we went out in droves and voted them in. And they are, that's why the Senate and the Congress have a majority and a pretty good one. No.
With the Republican
With
Party.
the Republican
Yeah.
Party. And they
Nothing's
don't.
being changed.
Yeah, and they make all these excuses. Well, as long as Obama's in office, we can't, Well, when they had nobody, when it was all Democrat, well, you got to give us something. They have all three branches of government, all the government. And we voted in Congress, the House of Reps. Well, we're only one body. We can't, the Senate and then the president. Well, we gave them the Senate. Well, as long as Obama's in, it's like.
It sounds like our excuses as a, like we've talked about before. We're not taking responsibility. Again, it goes back. It's falling back into that.
You could at least try. I mean, send stuff up there, even if you know it's going to be vetoed, and let the people see that you're trying.
Yeah.
And to get to that point where
right,
we can do it.
Right.
And quite frankly, before Obama came into power, when Bush was there, and there was a point when Bush was there where we had the presidency, the House of Reps, and the Senate spent more money than any Democrat controlled, reign.
What happened now? When Bush was there?
When Bush was there,
spent more money,
and more than the Democrats did. So I mean, it's like, give us this and we'll do that. Well, we give them that, and they screw us every time. I don't say I know what the answer is, because I don't. We are partyless if you are a constitutionalist in this country.
So what do you? I thought you mean. So you're saying Bush put us in debt?
What was the original topic of this?
Oh, the small business.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, this is the first time this last year or last couple years, whatever it is, that the amount of businesses going out of business surpasses the amount of new businesses launching their, being hey, we're open for business. No.
There was one downtown. I thought a friend of yours, somebody was talking about that they were going to open up a business and something happened. There was some kind of regulations with electric or something that they couldn't do it. I don't know if that was you.
I can't remember.
Or somebody else, but
if it was
on the corner of Main and 6th. There's a little store right there.
Main and 6th.
Around the corner.
It was supposed to be a coffee house during the day and a jazz club at night.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with that.
I thought there was something though.
There's something going on.
Issue that they ran into.
I don't. All I know.
But again, that
is,
goes into regulations, though. I think again,
absolutely.
being strapped by
down
regulations.
the street at the overtime. I don't know this. I'm guessing. This bar in my neighborhood got hit. This elderly lady was confused and she ran into this bar. Thank God it was middle of the day and nobody got hurt. There was nobody in there hardly. And but they had to tear it down. It was destroyed. And they had to go through all this rigmarole to rebuild it and all this stuff. And this was well over a year ago, a year and a half ago. And they started rebuilding it, and man, they were doing it just like that, Johnny on the spot, man. They were putting that thing up, and I was impressed by how quickly they were doing it once they were able to do it. And now all of a sudden it's been stopped, and there's like concrete work from here to here. Now the building's up, and there's windows in and everything even, but the outside sidewalks and curbs and all that is stopped, and it just stopped.
God.
And I asked my boss, I said, I don't understand
crazy.
up. I mean, they were springing that thing up like nobody's business, I mean, I was impressed by how quickly they were. He goes, I'll bet you money. It's some sort of stupid zoning regulational thing that they weren't, and now they're all tied up, and who knows if, because of all the regulation and hoops they got to jump through and what that costs.
Right.
Now they might have done all that work and lost all that money. I mean,
that's crazy.
But I don't know.
Well, because even your boss, the place where you work, Excuse me. Oh my gosh! But the place where you work, that's a small business,
3 of us.
and I'm sure you hear that a lot about.
You know what? I used to be. I even had this conversation with my boss. I said, you know what? I used to save up my money and scroll it away and scroll it away because I really want to move to Florida. We live in Indiana. I like palm trees and sand and little lizards running around and the golf. I like the Gulf from Mexico.
Alligators.
And I like to eat them. I don't want to be in their presence, but when they're alive.
You don't want to be the recipient of
when
their
they're
eating.
alive, right? Yeah, I want to eat them. I don't want to be the other way. But I thought and I can't drive, so it's like if I could find somebody that would like to move down there with me, and be able to drive, and we'd be roommates or whatever. Especially if you're an attractive female, get on Facebook. Let me know. I used to think that's why I had to scroll my money away so I could. That was Florida Dave's money. Now I look at it like unemployment insurance because my boss gets so frustrated with every new regulation, with every new taxation, with that, and he's like, I don't even know why I do this. If I find the right job that pays me, I've got a certain amount in mind, and it's not as much as you think. Because of all he said, I would gladly sell this business and then go work for that place and let the bosses there have all the headaches of all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't care anymore. And I told him, I said, that's what I'm scared of now, and that's why I throw my money away. Because I'm afraid one day I'm going to come into work and you're going to go, Dave, in a couple of weeks I was accepted to this job, and he laughed and he said, "That's good thinking."
Yeah.
I said, "That's good thinking."
Yeah. Well, and I think for any of us though, we could walk into our company, big company. And I've had that at my company, working for a big business or big company. It's like it's not guaranteed, but yeah. So try to prepare as much as you can without hurt yourself too bad, I guess. But well, you guys, we're gonna sign off because we've extended our welcome in your living room. So thanks for having us again, and hope you enjoy us on the couch. God bless you.
We'll see you soon.